India's average temperature has risen by around 0.7 degrees Celsius during 1901 to 2018.
The situation we are witnessing now is the demonstration that climate change is out of control. If we persist in delaying key measures that are needed, I think we are moving into a catastrophic situation.
It's official, this summer is the hottest on record by a large margin. This is a clear indicator of climate change in operation. Freak weather patterns around the globe continue to be a factor.
It's that time of the year for the residents of national capital Delhi and NCR when we have to hold our breath because it is not the fog but the smog that has started to come in. The pollution levels have now touched very poor category with regard to the air quality index that we are witnessing. And it's of course an advisory that we are bringing to you. The air quality has worsened and dipped into very poor.
But has it been the same all this time? Imagine a world where the air is clean, the water is pure, and the planet is teeming with life. A world where we can swim in our rivers and hike through our forests without worrying about the effects of climate change. This is the world where we used to live in. Our forests were lush and green. They provided us with fresh air, clean water, and a home for a variety of wildlife. The world we knew is not the same as it was. The planet that nurtured humans for billions of years is now at its mercy. In a world driven by progress, today we find ourselves standing at crossroads. A crossroad where the consequences of our actions cast a looming shadow over the planet. Climate change, a man-made disaster unfolding before our eyes. The earth, our home, is gasping for breath. As carbon emissions rise, temperatures soar and glaciers melt. The delicate balance that sustained life for centuries is unraveling, and we are the architects of this catastrophe. The planet that nurtured humans for billions of years is now at its mercy. If we don't act, the collapse of our civilizations and the extinction of much of the natural world is on the horizon. Climate change is impacting every ecosystem across the globe, from high mountain ecosystems to the deep ocean. We see the fingerprint of climate change across all these systems.
We meet today at a critical point at our world, at a time when global solidarity is more important than ever, as the climate crisis upends lives and livelihoods, as conflicts rage, and as poverty, displacement, hunger, and inequalities destroy the very foundation of the more just world that we have fought for such a long time.
In the relentless march of progress, the engines of industrialization and the sprawling embrace of urbanization have reshaped our world. But as the concrete jungles rise and the smokestacks reach for the sky, a silent transformation is underway. One that alters the very fabric of our climate. As cities expand, nature retreats. As our numbers surge, so does our impact. With over 7 billion souls on this spinning orb, the demand for resources skyrockets. The consequence? A planet strained to the limits, grappling with the weight of human needs. The concrete embrace encroaches upon green spaces, and ecosystems fall victim to the relentless march of development. The consequences ripple through the delicate balance that sustains life, leaving behind a landscape altered by the demands of urban growth. The seasons Once reliable choreographers of planting and harvest are donning new patterns. Unpredictable weather extremes, altered precipitation, and shifting temperatures disrupt the delicate dance between crops and the environment.
हम जो है खेती बाड़ी का काम करते हैं, पर आजकल ऐसा है कि हमारा जो क्लाइमेट चेंज हो रहा है, जैसे बहुत ज़्यादा इस साल बहुत ज़्यादा बारिश हुई, तो उससे जो है हमारी मैक्सिमम फसल जो है नष्ट होगी, जो ख़राब होगी। जैसे हमारे बैंगन के पेड़ थे, मिर्चें थी, शिमला मिर्च थी, वो जो है सड़ गई और उससे हमें बहुत ज़्यादा नुकसान झेलना पड़ा। और हमारी मक्की की फसल थी, वो भी जैसे पिछले साल जो हमारी मक्की की फसल हुई थी, तो उसमें बहुत ज़्यादा जैसे बड़े बड़े जो सिल्ले बोलते हैं हमारी लैंग्वेज में, तो बड़े थे, पर इस साल जो है वो छोटे ही रह गए और हमें खेती में बहुत ज़्यादा नुकसान हुआ है और हमारी फसल जो है जैसे नष्ट होगी बारिशें ज़्यादा होने की वजह से, और इससे जो है हमें बहुत ज़्यादा नुकसान झेलना पड़ा। और जैसे आजकल हमारे जो है केमिकल यूज़ करते हैं, जैसे खेतीबाड़ी में बहुत से ऐसे लोग हैं जैसे फर्टिलाइज़र यूज़ करते हैं, उससे जो है हमें कैंसर जैसी बीमारियां हो रही हैं, बीपी शुगर बढ़ रहा है, क्योंकि हम जो है जो फर्टिलाइज़र है उनका अत्यधिक उपयोग करने से जो है हमारे शरीर में कई रसायनों की मात्रा बढ़ गई है, तो उससे जो है हमें बहुत ज़्यादा दिक्कतें और हमारी हेल्थ पे बहुत ज़्यादा गलत इम्पैक्ट पड़ रहा है। तो हम जो मैं जो प्राकृतिक खेती करती हूँ, जैसे हम घर से बने जीवामृत, घन जीवामृत, और जैसे फर्टिलाइज़र की जगह हम द्रेकस्त्र, ब्रह्मास्त्र वगैरह का प्रयोग करते हैं, और हम अपने शरीर को शुद्ध सब्जियां जो हैं खाते हैं, और उससे जो है हमें ना कोई नुकसान है।
For more than 30 years, the science has been crystal clear. How dare you continue to look away and come here saying that you're doing enough when the politics and solutions needed are still nowhere in sight? We are in the beginning of a mass extinction, and all you can talk about is money and fairy tales of eternal economic growth. How dare you?
The question now is that is there still hope after everything that has happened? Considering that we are about to face previously unknown environmental challenges. In a world often overshadowed by the enormity of climate change, it's essential to recognize that within the challenge lies a profound opportunity, the chance to embrace solutions, ignite change, and collectively shape a better future. As an environmentalist, what would be that one message that you would like to give to people seeing the present condition of global change?
तो मेरा मैसेज यही है, खासकर यूथ को, उनके, क्योंकि हम एक यूथ कंट्री है, हमारे यहाँ सबसे ज़्यादा युवा हैं, ऐसे में आप लोग आगे आ सकते हैं क्लाइमेट चेंज जैसी प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व करने। भी तमाम टेक्नोलॉजिकल एडवांसमेंट की ज़रूरत है हमें एनवायरमेंटल सेक्टर में, पॉल्यूशन कंट्रोल के सेक्टर में। हमें चीप और कहीं ना कहीं बहुत ही यूज़र फ्रेंडली टेक्नोलॉजीज़ बनानी होंगी वाटर ट्रीटमेंट में, या और जो हमारा ट्रांसपोर्ट का मेथड है उसको एनवायरनमेंट फ्रेंडली बनाना होगा, क्योंकि इस तरह अलग अलग गाड़ियाँ लेकर के हम जिस तरह रोड पर आ रहे हैं, पब्लिक ट्रांसपोर्ट से हम दूर होते जा रहे हैं, इसको बदलना होगा। तो ज़रूरत है यूथ के सपोर्ट की कि वो एनवायरनमेंट को बचाने के लिए सामने आए, तभी ये दुनिया जैसे ब्लू प्लानिट माना जाता है, तभी ये ब्लू प्लानिट रह पाएगी। थैंक यू।
What do you believe individuals can do on a personal level to contribute to the fight against climate change?
See, I think everybody can do it. First of all, that is what every individual needs to understand, that it's not for the government alone, or for that matter, big organizations alone to act. Each of the individual's contribution matter. And then there is this common saying that every drop fills a pitcher, so that sort of thing. So every single step, we need to adopt lifestyle which is more environment friendly. we need to change our food habits, go for choices which are more environment friendly, preferably, as if possible. Vegetarianism is needed today more than ever before, and it has a climate factor, not a religious issue. It is not a religious concern. The second, of course, is that we have to make sure that our other habits in terms of water consumption, in terms of electricity consumption, our individual clothing habits. For example, you sit in air condition wearing a suit, what's the point? What is the logic behind it? If the weather is fine, if you can do without it, we should go for it. And of course, making housing choices, possibly living in smaller towns and villages, and building homes which are ecologically friendly. These concrete buildings that we have built all around, these are sources of producing heat. This is why urban areas, you go to the nearby areas in any urban settlements, you'll have temperature 4 to 5 degrees less. Delhi NCR during summertime temperatures at least 4 to 5% high compared to nearby small towns. So possibly choosing to live less in bigger towns. I mean, all these choices, literally everything that you do from the morning till the evening, in our consumption, we should possibly go for more and more home-cooked food, growing our own food, kitchen gardening, whenever possible. That is definitely far more greener than ordering something, transporting it all the way to the supermarket or to the nearby sabzi mandi and then bringing it home on a auto or a vehicle, ordering it over any of these delivery platforms. All of this is adding to greenhouse. And I think that is where individual choices are going to make a difference, a lot of difference. I think one major factor would also be making choices in terms of our transportation, going for public transportation in place of private vehicles. Big cars has become a fashion these days. Everybody wants to buy a big car. I mean, on the road, if two people buy a car, or possibly one big car, is almost takes as much space as a bus, as a small bus, which possibly travels 25 people, 30 people. So all these are important choices to be made, and it has to begin from the individual. So I think individuals have a major role to play, and at the end of the day, it's our individual contribution which is making up all this pollution to a global problem. So we should not discount, or for that matter, any individual should not discount themselves out. कि हम करेंगे तो क्या होगा types. आपके करने से ही होगा. This is where, and each of the smallest steps matter.